It's called the Cave of Adullam. You can read about it in 1 Samuel chapter 22. David was rising in popularity with the people of Israel. When he returned from killing the giant Goliath, the nation praised him as a hero. As he entered Jerusalem, the crowd shouted, "Saul has killed his thousands, and David his tens of thousands." Everyone was in love with David. Everyone except for King Saul. He was so jealous of David's popularity that he vowed to kill him. When David learned that Saul was trying to kill him, he fled for his life and hid from Saul. But King Saul had spies in every part of Israel, so there was no place for David to hide. He went from city to city, but finally he fled into the wilderness to a place called the Cave of Adullam. Allow me to read 1 Samuel 22, verses 1 and 2. David departed from there and escaped to the Cave of Adullam. And when his brothers and all his father's house heard it, they went down there to him. And everyone who was in distress, and everyone who was in debt, and everyone who was bitter in soul gathered to him. And he became commander over them. And there were with him about 400 men. Huddled together in this cave were over 400 men who had lost in life. They came from different backgrounds, but they had one thing in common. They were outcast. They were the lowest of low, rejected, unwanted, with little or no hope in life. No one dared go near them. Everyone knew to stay away from the Cave of Adullam. Everyone except for David. You see, while fleeing from King Saul, he understood what they had experienced. And David went to them and he joined their group. He rallied them together and became their leader. In a short period of time, this band of misfits became an organized army. They became a band of brothers who would go to war for David. They became known as the mighty men of the Bible. How did this group of outcasts become the mighty men of the Bible? It all began when David saw something in these men that others did not see. Potential. He saw potential. As a follower of Christ, I am convinced that I need to look for the potential in people. Every person I encounter was made in the image of God. I want to be a person like David who sees the potential in people. I want to be a person like David who can so believe in people that they can start believing in themselves. And these people are all around you. They are at the rec centers. They're in your neighborhoods. They're at the grocery store. They're your family members. They're even here at church. Would you make it your goal this week to find someone who is down and encourage them? Would you make it your goal this week to find someone who is lonely and visit with them? Would you make it your goal this week to find someone who has been rejected and accept them and love them with the love of Christ? Who knows? When you love someone and see their potential, they might become mighty men of God. And that, my friends, is an encouraging word.